This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hi, welcome to It's a Doggy Dog World. I'm your host, Liz Palika, and with me today are my good friends Petra
Hello.
and Kate Abbott.
How do?
And today we're going to be talking about some common canine myths that we've run into, some of them quite often.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people think a wagging tail means a dog is happy. But we'll talk about what it really could potentially mean in a minute. So we're going to be your It's a Doggy Dog World canine mythbusters today.
That'd be a whole new podcast.
Say that real fast.
Nice.
All right, so let's talk about where myths come from, because a lot of them we've heard for many, many years. The wagging tail. I mean, we've been teaching classes for how long, Petra?
For a long time.
And we've been answering that myth forever.
Yeah.
A wagging tail means the dog is feeling emotions, high emotion. Some dogs will wag their tail when they're scared, but it's usually not up and high. It's tucked between their back legs and might be wagging near the floor or up near their tummy. Dog can be wagging his tail slowly when he's unsure about something. Mm-hmm. When two strange dogs greet each other, they may stand up on tiptoes a little bit, and the tail wags real slowly from side to side. And I've seen that happen and have the owner go, "Oh, well, look, he's happy." Yeah, no, not so much.
He must be happy to see you. He's wagging his tail. No, he's really happy he gets the chance to bite me. You know, I mean...
Get an adrenaline rush out of
rush.
Excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So, although, yes, many times the dog is happy when he's wagging his tail, I think it's more important to look at the position and the speed that he's wagging his tail. Kate, you're holding Quill in your arms right now. Quill is Kate's terrier. And when he's hunting a critter, boy, that little tail may go straight up in the air, or it may vibrate.
Like a rattlesnake tail.
Mm-hmm. And neither one of those are necessarily happy.
When the hackles go up on the back, the hair is standing up. That's not always aggressive.
Can be fear, too.
Can be fear or just overexcitement.
Mm-hmm. Which we see in puppy class with babies. Overexcitement.
Too often, I do think that people try to look at a word in a dog's body where you really have to look at the whole sentence, if not the whole paragraph, of what the rest of the body is saying as well.
Yeah. You gotta look at him head to tail, not just tail.
Short note is, if the dog is relaxed, then he's probably in a good mood. If the dog is tense, then he's probably not in a good mood, because tension is wrong. So a happy dog might leap about and be active, but does it in a loose, easygoing way.
Also, how big is the dog making himself look?
Oh, yeah.
If he's scared, he's going to be crouched, his back might be hunched, his elbows might be bent, his hocks might be bent, he might be trying to make himself look smaller. If he's up and forward on his tiptoes, my bones lives on his tiptoes. He's the smallest of the 6 English Shepherds in our group, and he's always on his tiptoes trying to make himself look bigger. Not that he's being aggressive in all those times, but he says, they're all bigger than me, and I'm supposed to be important. So he's up on his tiptoes. But a dog who's willing to take an action a step further, whatever that action might be, is probably going to be leaning forward, head up, tail up on his tiptoes. And that's a dog to take seriously. What is he trying to say?
And look at their face and their eyes. That tells you a lot, too.
Yeah, is there tension in the face?
Yeah.
So today's class, there's a black German Shepherd, very anxious, has a tendency to sort of erupt in a just to keep all the other dogs from even looking at her. Mm-hmm. And I went back and I was talking with the owners about some things they could do. Tossing the dog treats a little bit to the side and behind it. Because when I first walked up, I got great big wide eyes from that dog. Do I need to do something about you? So I sat down, turned my body sideways, tossing treats without even paying attention.
Since it was a German Shepherd, you're lucky he was treat motivated.
Yes, she is. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that's the first thing I asked Kate. I go, did she eat the treats? She's like, yes.
Right.
Okay.
And then, as the puppy dog started to feel comfortable that I wasn't going to get in its face, I was tossing the treats a little bit closer, and she got... Well, at one point, she got up and took 2 hesitant steps toward me, and they go, "Oh, she likes you now." And I go, "Not quite. Look at how she's standing. All of her weight is in her back legs. She wants more treats from me, but she's ready to bolt. And if she didn't have a way to bolt, she could very easily bite out of fear. So I'm just going to keep tossing treats. Thank you. And I'm going to wait and see if her body weight gets balanced. And the rest of her is calm, because her tail was starting to relax. It had been tucked up tight against her, tight. And, of course, the mouth was tight. Ooh,
Yeah, the mouth's tight.
Mm-hmm. So it's the same idea as a puppy dog in another class who goes off yelling every so often at other dogs. And the owner asked me, now this is their 3rd class with us. But anyway, and the dog has done better.
Oh, yes. The little short little... Yeah.
He's been doing much better each time. He's less reactive. Dogs can walk by closer. But she asked me, it's the final night of the class, do you think that he just is barking to invite them to play?
Yeah, we're like, nope.
Yeah.
No. That was a
Nope.
quick no.
Nope.
No,
Not even.
that's not a happy bark. That's not a play bark. That's I'm going to want to eat you bark.
And I was tired. I didn't go all the way into it with her, but I drop her a note. If you're not sure what a dog is saying to another dog, look at the other dog. The other dogs in class that are adults that are stable, when he goes off, they kind of cut a side eye at him, like, whatever, dude, chill out. But what happened that last night at class was there's an adolescent pity mix. And Tuco yelled at him, and this adolescent boy said, "Oh yeah, I could take you on." And then the 2 of them were yelling at each other. But the adolescent, he's not really sure what he's doing.
He has no clue.
He's giving play bows at the same time that he's like, "I could tear you up." "No, I can't. Just want to play with you." No. And Tuco is totally freaked out. "What is this dog saying to me?" Backing behind his mom. So it's like, yeah, no, the one adolescent was really ready to rumble.
Yeah.
"I will if you push me into it." And all the other dogs were like, just leave him alone. He's weird, he's worried, he's frightened. None of the other dogs were wanting to move close to him.
No. Mm-mm.
So if you're not sure, like in puppy play, when they're learning to talk to each other, if you're not sure if your puppy's being a bully, step on his leash and wait and see if the other puppy comes back and wants to play. And if they do, then they want to go for it.
But don't force them.
Right.
Don't never force any 2 dogs to get together to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have to get in each other's face to see each other.
And puppies are totally different, of course.
Yeah.
But over and over again, one puppy will be stronger, taller, and mashing the other puppy. Somebody will come along and go, "Oh, he's beating up on them." Well, wait, let's pull them apart. Good. Give them a chance. Now let the one on the bottom decide. 90% of the time, they'll come right back. Mm-hmm. So it's mutual. Mm-hmm. As long as it's mutual. But yeah, and that's another myth, right? That dogs have to get in each other's face to say hi.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Another myth that we've talked a lot about during COVID especially, but we've been talking about it before. You do not have to take your dog for a walk every day unless you live in an apartment and that's the way the dog relieves himself.
Even then, you can go out, go potty, and come back.
Yeah. I think I was trying to find out where it originated, and I think, I'm not sure because I couldn't really find anything substantial, but I think it must have been a ploy to get dogs out of the backyard. You know, at a certain time in our history, before dogs lived in the house as family members as they do now, most of the time they lived outside. If you had a farm, they lived on the farm. They slept on the front porch or whatever. But I know there have been several campaigns over the past 2 or 3 decades to get dogs out of the backyard. Because in the backyard by themselves, they don't get socialization. The family doesn't spend as much time with them. And
the people aren't in the yard like they would be out on a farm.
Right.
Exactly.
So in trying to make the dog more of a family member, there were campaigns to walk your dog.
Yeah.
I think also health. How many times you hear a physician or something say, you need to start walking, exercise more. Do you have a dog? Go take your dog for a walk.
Oh, sure.
And it's can be wonderful and a great thing to do, but it's just not. I see a lot of reactive dogs in my private training. And one of the first things is every time we go out, every dog he sees, it goes off. Okay, well, let's not go for a walk with your dog for the next 10 days. I just get this open mouth. What? He's going to tear down the walls. No, I'm going to give you other stuff to do.
Yeah,
that's
it's
thing.
not don't walk your dog and then ignore him.
Right.
Exactly.
It's let's substitute the walk with other things. And we're recording this in the 8th month of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And I know during the first 3 months of COVID, when here in California everybody was locked down, except for dog walking, and the law specifically said except for dog walking, the standard joke was that every dog in Southern California was exhausted because they were going for walks 4 or 5 times a day.
Right.
Yeah.
With
Because-
each member of the family.
Yeah, because it was a
exactly.
legal way for people to get outside. You can't overdo it. They actually can be walked too much. Not because it's too much exercise, but too much regimented walking. No sniffing and going potty. Just, we will march. And I saw it a lot in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it a lot in my neighborhood. We are walking now. Up, 2, 3, 4.
And that's a question I got asked twice this in different classes today. Can I let my dog sniff?
Yeah.
Sure.
If you'd like to, sure.
Now,
It's not the Baton Death March.
I will
Exactly.
say that when I walk my dogs, we do start out at a brisk exercise Liz walk,
Yep.
and then we'll take a break, and they can sniff and go potty, and then we go back to a exercise Liz walk, and we take turns. Part of the walk is my exercise. Part of the walk is theirs to relax and go potty and sniff around.
Or as somebody once told me, read their P-mail.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was bad. So the walk is what you want it to be.
Mutual. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
If we end up down at the park near my house, when you were walking down at the park, did you take him on the playground? Or was it full
There
of
were
kids?
kids. There were kids on the playground.
Oh. If I walk first thing in the morning, and there's a park not too far from me, if I go that direction, then we also play on the playground for a little bit, and then we'll go back to walking. So walk can be what you want, but they don't have to.
Doesn't-
Now,
Especially if the dog is not enjoying the walk.
Right. Like we had a longtime student having that issue with her dog. And so remember we told her, don't take her out twice. It was twice a day, every day. And she was working herself up. The walks were awful. The owner was unhappy. So we told her to stop walking. Stop taking her for walks and gave her other things to do at home. And I spoke to her. And she said now she takes her out once or twice a week. And it's so much better.
You know, they don't always need that much stimulus.
so let's talk about what to do instead.
Oh, yeah.
I do trick training.
Absolutely.
I've been doing so much trick training the last 7-8 months. Oh, and the best trick training treat, those cat treats in the tube.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
really?
There's some cat treats that come in a tube, and I got both the chicken and the salmon. I don't even remember the name of them.
Don't
But
either.
it's like a moist pate in a squeeze tube. Not a toothpaste tube, but
It's like a cat
squeeze
version
tube.
of like Go-Gurt.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing, yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
you
for
can
cats.
squeeze it from
The
the
dogs
end or
like.
roll it up from the end, and you can squeeze out like a 1/2 inch, and that's your training treat. I got my 3 doing some stuff they wouldn't do for any other treat on the face of
They're
this
doing
planet.
backflips now.
Yeah. In fact, I got several packages of the treats now, and I have them in a glass canister on the kitchen counter. So I reach in, and all 3 dogs are going, "What? Yeah." One is spinning,
Funny.
and one is shaking a pod.
That's funny.
But anyway, we've been doing a lot of trick training because, one, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I have fun. So the training's fun. The dogs love it. They offer new behaviors that I can try and capture and have fun with. It's just there's no downsides to it at all.
Yeah, there's plenty you can do at home with your
Somebody
puppy.
asked me today about brain games.
Yeah.
Teaching, of course, is brain games for your puppy dog, but they actually have brain games that you can play. I mean, yeah,
Food dispensing toys.
there's just so much. And nose games. I mean, other stuff to get your puppy's body, mind, and emotions relaxed.
And if there's a family and they got kids, teach the name of the kids and go find them. Play hide and seek with your dog.
If your
Tons of
dog
other stuff to do.
is not destructive, if he's not a puppy or a teenager, and he's not one to chew on things, you can copy what some of the zoos and captive animal parks do, and that's what's called environmental enrichment. Take some treats and hide them in different places, under the footstool, behind the recliner, and have him use his nose to find those treats. But I do add, don't do it if you have a teenage dog. Don't do it if you have a dog who likes to chew on things, because then he'll follow later where those treats were and perhaps chew on something he shouldn't. So know your dog before you do that. But environmental enrichment is a lot of fun.
And even the lady that I said take 2 weeks break, eventually went back to walking, but needed a time to just stop the pattern of behavior that was so bad and create a new pattern.
Yeah. I suggested it to another person just recently too, besides that one student of ours.
Yeah.
Somebody
All
else.
right, before we go on to some more myths, let's take a break from our sponsors. We've got 2 sponsors of subscription boxes, toys and treats. So let's take a break for one. We'll be right back.
It's October, and there are spooky scares everywhere. When it comes to your dog's everyday health, you don't have to be spooked when you have Daily Dose. Daily Dose is a 2-in-1 dog chew that pairs a powerful dental scrub with vet-developed supplements for full body health and seriously clean smiles. Now pay attention. Through October 31st, enter for a chance to win all 4 bags of Daily Dose in calming, joint, heart, and skin health. Just post a picture of your pup's smile with the hashtag #SeriousSmileSweeps to any of Pet Life Radio's Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook pages. Good luck!
Visit yourpetsdailydose.com to save $3 on your first bag with promo code PETLIFE. That's yourpetsdailydose.com.
Mojo would swallow things whole. A chicken carcass, a bird nest, and assorted stones and sticks. After surgery, Mojo had skin issues. He was constantly itching and scratching, chewing the hair right off of his legs.
DINOVITE.com.
On the Dinovite, all of these symptoms disappeared.
Dinovite is nutrition.
If you love your dog, you need to put him on Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. We're talking about canine myths. We're your mythbusters for this podcast. So, what's another myth we ought to talk about?
Dogs must greet each other for socialization.
Oh, well, we talked about that a little bit, but yeah.
We still hear it in
I
classes
don't let
too.
any dogs get up into my dogs' faces. And I haven't for...
And I still was
years.
railing this morning about dog parks, so, shocked looks on the, I shouldn't take them to the dog park every day.
That's what happens when we walk past both of us and you guys are talking about taking their dogs to a dog park and suggesting it to another student. And we're like,
No.
We smushed that at the very...
Let's talk about why that is not a good idea.
You know what? We could do a whole podcast on
And I
dog
think we
parks.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, one of the students is a vet tech. So I'd ask her, I said, so tell me, have you seen dogs come from a dog park injured? Or worse? She goes, oh my God, all the time.
Yeah.
So we're like, don't do that. So you do not need to go to, what do you call it? You call it a
Mosh pit?
mosh pit.
Yeah.
That's
Mosh
it.
pit.
Mosh pit. They don't need to go to a mosh pit.
And dogs that are walking down the street do not have to go over and say hi to each. Me and my weird examples. I'm like, do you go down the street grabbing people you don't know and French kissing them?
Or worse yet, sticking your nose in their crotch?
Yeah. What part of that seems normal?
Dogs can find a teaspoon of salt dissolved in a 55-gallon drum. If there's a gallon of plain water, another one of plain water, one with a teaspoon of salt, and then another plain water, dogs can find the drum that has that little bit of salt in it. They don't have to stick their nose in another dog's genitalia to find out who he is.
Yeah.
And a lot of dogs get angry about it.
Righteously so.
Yeah. So, no, they do not have to. What's better is stop social distancing away, 6 feet away, stop and talk to your neighbor, have your dog sit by your side, and behave himself and control himself. He knows your neighbor's dog is there. He doesn't have to be rude.
But then, it also goes back to, are you reading the other dog's body language correctly?
Yeah.
He may not want to. You think he wants to say hi to your dog. It's really not what he intends to do.
That's our shtick.
Yeah.
He's friendly!
Yeah.
Until he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, he's never done that before.
Yeah.
He's friendly! No, his tail is up, it's stiff, he's
On
wagging
his
it
tippy
very
toes.
Yeah. No, your
He's
dog
very
is not
stiff.
friendly. He
No,
wants
he's
to
not.
come over and bully my dog.
Yeah.
Okay, another one that goes along with the greetings. Should you stick your hand in a dog's face to let him smell you? He can smell you 6 feet away.
I wonder how I don't know. We shake hands, presumably I was told, to show that we are empty of weapons.
Yes.
We are saying hi in a friendly way. Well, dogs can't hide their weapons. I mean, they come with their mouth. And you're going to shove your hand right in front of their weapon without a how do you do?
And they don't have to get that close to sniff you.
No. So shoving your head, whether it's up or down or closed or open, it's just kind of rude.
Yeah.
And ask the dog if it wants to be petted. I will get down and put a hand out. I will kneel or bend over, put a hand out and say, would you like to walk into my hand? And if the dog does, great.
Yeah. And my hand's away from them. They can come to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, not me go to them.
I tend to stand at a diagonal and talk to the dog's owner and wait to see if the dog is going to move towards me.
And petting on top of the head.
No, I don't like the top of my head. I don't think any child likes to be patted on the top of the head by auntie and uncle who always did it.
Do that. Yes.
My visual is getting a bobblehead started. You bat them a couple times so that the bobblehead will keep bobbling. There was a wonderful Peanuts strip years and years and years ago where Snoopy's sitting there and every kid that comes by pats him on the head, pats him on the head, pats him. By the end of the comic strip, Snoopy's going, my head hurts, I got a headache.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
If a dog comes over to me to be petted, I'll usually scratch the shoulders, scratch under the collar. Most dogs love to be scratched under the collar.
Getting under a bra strap.
Yeah. Stroke down the back, scratched at the hips.
Like in their lower neck, chest, you get that spot. They're like, ah.
It depends on what the dog
Yeah,
offers.
just-
If he
yeah.
comes over and and stands across in front of my knees, I'll reach down and scratch his shoulders. Or under
And that's the point. The dog gets to say, okay, you can touch me and I want to be touched here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they get to consent.
Yeah.
If they walk away, if they move away, let them.
Yeah.
Don't force them. No, you go. No, he wants to pet you. Go. Yeah. No.
There are times when a dog has to be restrained and veterinary care or something like that. But most of the time, no. This is just casual greetings. And even a therapy dog has the right to say, yeah, no, I don't want that person to pet me.
Mm-hmm.
That way. So not every dog has to say hi to every person or every dog.
Okay.
That is seen on there. That's another myth for us.
So what's next? Oh, mixed breeds or hybrids are healthier?
Yeah.
Boy, has that one caught a lot of headlines lately. I like to tell people, think of genetics as, remember that old dice game Yahtzee?
Yeah.
You put, was it 5 dice in the cup? Was it 5 or 6? 5, I think.
Been a while.
Shake it.
Yeah. You shake it, and each side of the dice is genetics. Okay, so think about there's a gene on this side, and a gene on this side, and a gene on this side, and a gene on this side. So you've got 5 dice. You shake it, dump it out on the table, and what's up with the genetics your dog's going to get. Now, if your dogs are both golden retrievers, there might be some duplicates. There might not. There'll be some unique ones. If your dog is a mixed breed and another mixed breed, there'll be lots of different ones. If your dog is going to be mixed with a poodle, one of those various ones, and is another purebred, they're still producing a mixture of breeds. And so the genetics could be lots of different things. But there are many breeds that carry similar genes. For example, if we're talking about eye defects, say PRA, or glaucoma, or cataracts, lots and lots of breeds carry the genetics for that. So just because you're mixing 2 breeds doesn't necessarily mean the dog's not going to have any of those things.
I personally think it started back in high school biology, where you learn about Mendel and his wrinkled peas.
The sweet peas or whatever.
There's the wrinkled and the smooth, and we made our little charts of the genes. And in his case, yes, most of the time, not all, the hybrid peas were stronger, or beans or whatever they were. But that's so simplistic.
Yes.
Right.
It was talking, 4 alleles? That's nothing like what humans and dogs have.
I think there's over 400 and some registered breeds in the
But that's
in the
where
world.
that phrase hybrid vigor.
Oh, yeah.
I remember hearing about it at that time. Yeah. Hybrid vigor is good.
So according to the mythology, yes, some mixed breeds, some hybrids, can be healthier than some others that are mixed breeds or some purebreds. But there's some purebreds. Well, we know of several English Shepherds recently that just passed away at 15 and a half or 16 years old. For a 50-pound dog, that's a long life.
It is.
So there are variables in everything. And hybrid vigor, there's a lot of variables in that.
No guarantee on that.
There's no guarantee, no.
I know one of the ones, remember our vet was saying that they're seeing, when Tango was diagnosed with Addison's, that she's seeing it in more doodles.
Sure.
Yeah, it's carried by the poodle.
It's carried by the poodle.
Sure.
Yeah.
So now she's seeing an increase of Addison's and
especially
poodles.
when they're crossbreeding hybrids.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just...
roll the dice, like you
this
said, it's a roll the dice.
This is a mythology. All right, let's take a break for our second sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Sit, stay. It's a doggy dog world. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
We have another sponsor for our podcast, Pet Treater. Pet Treater is a subscription gift box that you can sign up for your dogs and or your cats. And it gives you a chance to surprise them on a monthly basis with interactive toys, treats, and other things like the one we got came with a bandana.
I recently received one for Willow. She loved it. She was so excited just me opening that box.
The bison treats, especially in this box, she really
they
liked.
lost their mind.
yeah.
She lost her mind.
The nice thing about the box, too, is that it can be tailored to fit your pets. So if you've got a 50-pound dog, or you've got a cat, or you've got a dog and a cat, or if one of your pets has allergies, the box can be tailored to them. And nowadays, right now, while we're filming this with COVID, most of us are spending a lot more time with our pets. But that doesn't mean you can't add something better to it. New toys, new treats, treats for training. And the subscription boxes vary. You can start as low as $15 a box. And then you and your pet can have fun opening it together and seeing what's in it.
And then if you're obsessed with sharing photos of your pets, as I am, as you can tell all over Facebook, you can connect with other animal lovers on the Pet Treater site.
So take a look at them. Go to pettreater.com. And if you do it now, you can use the coupon code DOGGY DOG. DOGGY DOG, all one word. You use that coupon, you'll get 50% off on your first month of your subscription. So that's Pet Treater, PETTREATER, pettreater.com. Check them out.
50% off, that's a deal.
There you go.
Help your dog from the inside out with Caniotic Daily Probiotic for Dogs. Caniotic's superior and exclusive technology makes it the only dog probiotic from the dog for the dog. Your dog's gastrointestinal tract is important to their well-being, and a daily dose of Caniotic is one easy way you can support it. Caniotic, CANIOTIC, is available on Chewy.com. Add it to your cart today and give it a try.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com. We know you're begging for more. So back to It's a Doggy Dog World with your fetching hosts, Liz Palika, and this week's co-hosts, Kate Abbott and Petra Burke.
Welcome back. Take a look at the websites for both of those subscription boxes. They're a lot of fun, and I've been following several of them. There was also one that I saw. There are subscription boxes for everything.
Oh, yeah.
From fruit to soap to, I mean, everything. But take a look at those two subscription boxes. They are a lot of fun. All right, let's hit a couple more myths before we finish up for today. What else do we have?
We covered everything we're thinking of.
Along with putting your hand out for a dog is the idea that if a dog is frightened, you should offer him a piece of food. So he won't think you're a meanie. So he will think good things about you.
There's so many messages that could be conveyed by that, good and bad. You know, there comes to, are you rewarding the fear? Are you teaching him that, quote unquote, bad guys have food? Are you, there's so much to that needs to be considered.
The one that I see a lot of is the dog is really, really frightened of a person, maybe most people, but they really, really want the treat. So watching their body language as they're kind of, like the shepherd was this morning with me, leaning back, I really, really want that thing, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get caught. It's like they're reaching into a mousetrap. And so they're not ending up feeling any better about the person. If anything, they're like, grab the treat and run. I didn't die that time.
And that's going to set up for more stress the next time it happens.
Exactly.
And that's even the dogs, like in your case, you're lucky she was taking treats. Because a lot of times dogs
I'm
won't if they're
3-4 feet away tossing a treat to see if she would go for it.
Yeah.
And because she did, then I could toss treats behind her. She ended up moving closer to me because she knew that I would always let her go away. I wasn't going to try and trap her and grab her. So she did end up relaxing and moving in close. I've gone to people's homes where their dogs are like scream barking at me from across the room, and I'll be throwing treats behind the dog. And they're like, why are you rewarding the barking? Hang on. Let's just see. I'm rewarding the dog for turning away from me, you see. Oh. And then after some time of the dog going, well, wait a minute. You're actually letting me turn away. I've had them come right up and sit at my feet. there's no pressure now to say hi to me or not. Yeah. Whatever. So don't try to bribe a dog into liking you.
I think many people have no concept of how strong the communication is if you just are simply calm and quiet. Mm-hmm. Don't greet the dog. Don't force the dog to do anything. Just be calm and quiet. Let the dog think. Mm-hmm. Let him watch you. Mm-hmm. Let him smell you. Let him absorb some of your calm. And you're much more apt to get a dog responding to you.
Exactly. I mean, calm begets more calm generally.
Especially with a frightened dog.
And it's at least it doesn't feed into aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Speaking of feeding,
yeah. What?
Puppies have to eat puppy food.
Yeah, until they're 1 year old.
That's what it says on the bag.
Yeah, it does. Uh-huh.
However, if you read the bag and it says for all life stages, then your dog can eat that for his entire lifetime.
And this is not true of all puppy foods, but I find that a large number of puppy foods have a high degree of sugar in them.
And fat.
Yeah. And fat.
High calories, high fat. And when so many breeds can have issues with growing too rapidly, especially the bigger breeds.
I just had that talk with one of our students who has a lab puppy, a little getting on the chunky side.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm feeding the same exact amounts it says on the bag.
That's what I said. I go, why? So I went to that little lecture with him. He totally understood.
Yeah, I mean, they do tend to, let's say, be a little generous in the amount that they recommend for a puppy.
They're in business to sell food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into more trouble.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. We're going to have another one up that's talking about body language and behavior very shortly, so tune into that one too. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Having a rough day? Longing for the dog days of summer? Think your fun furry friend lives a dog's life? Well, find out everything you're begging to know as Pet Life Radio presents It's a Doggy Dog World with pet expert and award-winning author Liz Palaika. Every dog has his day, and you'll find out how to make your dog's day fun and rewarding. Every week, on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.